House of Wax is the remake of the 1953 film. I do have to say, it is a decent horror film in my opinion. Sure, it doesn't have amazing acting, it's certainly not going to win any Oscars back then, but I was highly entertained and I really do enjoy this movie. Directed by John Collett-Cero, who was making his directorial debut, this 2005 remake followed six friends on their way to a football game one weekend. But all hell breaks loose when Wade has to go get a new belt for his car. And so him and his girlfriend Carly Jones, played by Elisha Cuthbert, they go to this abandoned town and well, everything gets thrown into chaos. You see, Bo and Vincent Sinclair are twins, just like Carly and Nick Jones are twins. And so when you see everything going on, you have to admit that it was pretty intense the first time you watched this film. Now, what I think about the cast is actually pretty good. You have Elisha Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, Brian Fan Holt, Paris Hilton. She's shitty in the role, but good news is she doesn't have many individual scenes throughout this movie. Jerry Padalecki and Robert Richter, along with a few others. I do have to say though, I was highly entertained rewatching this film recently. I mean, it is a horror film. A lot of people unfairly bash this movie. I mean, critics bash it all around. But I didn't really have a problem with this film. Sure, it's not the best horror-esque film you'll watch around this time of year, but I think it's highly entertaining, especially that third act. Now, would I like some more character development on our six characters? Absolutely, but we do get character development on Bo and Vincent. You see, Vincent was always the calm one. It's Bo that was the insane one, as it's revealed later on in the film. And you see, they live in this abandoned town with house figures. They like adult people and turn to wax figurines. It's all horrible. But the silver line is that thanks to Carl and Nick Jones, they put a stop to all that, but they end up losing all their friends. I will say though that if you've never seen this movie, check it out because I think it's well worth your time. I like the parallels in this film. You have Bo and Vincent Sinclair. They both messed up over the years. They grew up in a broken home and they turned to be serial killers really at the end of this movie. I mean, they did some terrible shit. Then you have Nick and Carly Jones, twin brother and sister. And while Carly Jones is always seen as a good twin, as she referred to herself, she always thought that Nick was like the evil twin because he always did a lot of horrible things, like getting fights and, getting kicked off the football team. Well, let's just say that Chad Michael Murray, he plays his role real well. So does Elisha Cuthbert. Anyone who doesn't really know who she is, she was in The Girl Next Door. A film came out prior to this movie. And not just that though, but I really like the story involved. We get, like I said beforehand, character development on Bo and Vincent Sinclair. And not just that though, but there actually is a third brother, as is revealed at the end, which is Lester Sinclair. I kind of felt like he should have been in the movie more. He was in the film just a little bit, giving a ride to that deserted town to, Wade and Carly. But other than that, I never had a problem watching this film growing up. It is an entertaining horror film. I thought some people over the years, they enjoyed this movie, and I haven't come across anybody who's really disliked it. I'm giving this film a 7 out of 10. I honestly think this is a decent horror film. It's not great by any standards. I never had a problem with it over the last 15 years. But there are some things wrong with this film, such as some of the acting, especially by Paris Hilton. There's some plot holes in the film. And I wish we had got more character development on our two main leads. But other than that, this is a film I would recommend to anybody who hasn't seen it. That third act is what really saved this film. Not just that, the acting from Elisha Cuthbert, Chad Michael Murray, and Brian Fan Holt. And speaking of Brian Fan Holt, I had no idea he played both Vincent and Bo Sinclair. I didn't know that till I recently looked it up for this review. And not just that, it's weird that this film doesn't have any nudity. Especially a lot of horror films of today, you'll at least see at least somebody, be naked or something. So I found that particularly strange that there was no nudity in this film. But anyway, this is a film that I probably would suggest you check out because it is highly entertaining. And that's my review of the 2005 film House of Wax. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film. Do you love it, hate it, or in the middle? While this film does get appreciated by film critics, I probably think a lot of people enjoy this film for what it is. Alright, stay tuned. More horror reviews coming up on my channel. Alright, this is Slum Guy 172 saying peace out.